Hi there! Today I'm going to show you how to integrate Hive with Slack. In this specific video, I'm going to show you how to notify a specific Slack channel. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to notify yourself about new action cards, new comments, or actions due soon. So this is how it works. I'm on Hive on a specific project. I'm going to create a new action card here. And that should create, there we go, a notification about this new action card in Slack. Hi there, I'm Andres from Connects. We are an automations and integrations agency, and we can help you with anything Hive Automate or automating your Hive workflows. Look the link in the description below to book a free discovery call with us to discuss any automations or integrations projects that you may have. Now, going back to the workflow, I'm going to show you how simple it is to build this automation, and then I'm going to show you one a little bit more complex that takes in consideration several different projects and different Slack channels. But first, this one. So as you can see, this is a very simple one with one trigger and one action. I'm going to show you the details of this automation, and let's start with the trigger. So this was built in Hive Automate. If you want access to Hive Automate, ask your Hive representative. Once you created your account and you logged in, you can create recipes. Recipes are automated workflows. For this specific recipe, we have one trigger, which is new or updated action in Hive. The way to set this up, I'm going to click edit here, and there are several tabs to set this trigger up. So first you need to select as a trigger, select the Hive connector. So we are going to work with the Hive application. Then the trigger, there is only one new or updated record. The connection, you are going to connect your Hive account here, and then the setup. For the setup, what we're doing is monitoring the action object, and then we are triggering off of new action. We can do that as well for updated action. I wanted to keep it clean for this recipe. And then you can choose to monitor all projects in your workflow or only selected ones. You do that here in this dropdown. The next step is just to post a message in Slack, and the process is the same. So when you click this button at the step, you get to choose what to do. In this case, you select action in app as it happened here in the Slack action above, and the process is the same. So you select Slack as the app, then the action is to post a message. You connect your Slack account here, and then you set this up. So here you got to choose what channel to send this message to. In this case, we're sending to the general one, and here you can customize the message sent to the channel. In this case, I'm doing a mix of static text, links, and dynamic text. So I'm linking here to the action card, and I'm constructing that, bringing this part of the URL with the workspace, the project, and the action ID concatenated together. And then I leave everything else as it is. Well, this one is very important. Allow Slack formatting, because this will allow the link to show up as a link in Slack. There you go. Click save, click exit, and then start recipe, and you are ready to go. Now let me show you an advanced recipe for this integration. Basically, what I'm going to do is whenever there is a new project in Hive, I'm going to create, or the automation is going to create a new channel in Slack, and then new action cards will notify that specific channel. To do that, let me show you first how this works. So I'm going to create a new project here. There you go. It created a new channel in real time, and then I'm going to create a new action card here, and there you go. We have the notification and a link to the action card, so anyone on my team can now jump into that action card and start working on it. So to make this happen, there are two workflows I'm going to show you now. The first one is whenever there is a new project in Hive, create a channel in Slack. As you see, these workflows are still very simple. We only have 2 actions. And again, the trigger, everything starts whenever there is a new project. So you will need to connect your Hive application in Hive Automate, select the new or updated record trigger, select your connection, and then set this up. You want this time the object to monitor is the project, and then you select new projects only as a trigger. The next action is to create a conversation. That means channels or groups in Slack. Again, you select your Slack connection, and then what I'm doing here is downcasing the project's name and adding dashes or ifs between where there are spaces. This is how Slack prefers names for channels. I will keep this as a public conversation, so I'm going to select no here. And the next step is to add this entry into a lookup table. What is a lookup table? Well, in Hive Automate, we have the option to store data in databases. These look like pretty much as Excel or Google Sheets. And what we have in this lookup table are 2 columns. One is a Slack channel ID, and the other is a Hive project ID. These will become very handful when in the next recipe I'm going to show you next, that will help us match every project in Hive with a specific Slack channel. I don't want to get too technical in here, but basically in the backend, every application and every object is associated a specific ID. So your projects in Hive, each of them have a name, but they do have an ID as well. IDs are easy to interpret and match for computers, while names are more, human friendly. Slack has the same, so every channel has a name, but it has as well an ID, a unique identifier associated to it. When we build automations, we use these IDs to match what we think as humans the same object, or objects that have a relationship between them. So here's the other recipe. The one for new actions to send a notification in that specific Slack channel. And as you see, we start again with a trigger. We are monitoring new action cards. And as you see here, the project, I'm leaving this open. There are no values selected. And this will trigger for actions being created in all Hive projects. Then what we do is this trigger will bring in which project is this associated to. And it will not be the project name, but it will be the project ID. So we use this lookup entry action, and we put in here the Hive ID, and this will give us back the Slack channel ID we need to send a notification to. So the next action here is to post a message in Slack, and this time, instead of selecting the channel with the dropdown that shows up here, what we are doing is using the ID that we found in step 2. The rest is pretty much the same. We are building a message here, mixing static text, links, and IDs, so people can later on click on this link and get directed to the Hive action card. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this first video about integrating Hive and Slack. Subscribe, leave me a comment, or book a free discovery call with us. We're more than happy to help you automating and integrating Hive and your tech stack. Cheers!